Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Entertainment only, and always and forever. Love it. Okay, the revolving artwork collection. They will all find, they're all my artworks that I have collected over the years. Things that I just look at and I go, oh my goodness, I must have that. And I learned early on in my life that if every sense of my being is saying you must have it, you must find a way to obtain, in regards to artworks, etc. Because I still remember pieces that I saw 30, 40 years ago and I went, oh, I can't afford that. Now, I'm not talking about expensive, not talking about Monets or Van Goghs or anything like that, just something that appeals to me on a personal basis. And I still remember it was a screen actually, a 3-paneled screen that had been made out of all different metals to create a pond with reeds and flowers and but it was all different metals. Absolutely gorgeous. I still remember it clear as day, and at the time I went, oh, I can't. I could have if I really wanted to, and I still regret. So yeah, a little bit of learning situation there. Okay, what do I want to have a look at in this particular reading? I'm going to use the Golden Universal Tarot. Apparently the cage fight stands are being set up in the grounds of the White House. Gee, strange how apparently needs some uber expensive bunker for protection, but let's have a cage fight, UFC on the front lawn. Yeah, right. Okay, whatever. And what I've got here, oh, okay, right. They're telling me to pivot, so we'll have a quick look at the cage fight, but they're telling me to have a look at the NDAs that the White House, the regime, is now demanding that public service members sign, as opposed to private citizens. Yeah, putting that out there. I think they somehow have got that back to front. But I'm going to have a quick look at the cage fight to start with. Big stick moment's going to happen, something huge, and we've got the walking away from the abuse of power and betrayal and deceit, win at any cost, etc. The 5 of Swords, just the icky card. I do wonder if it's going to go ahead. Let's just have a quick look. Is the cage fight on the front lawn of the White House? The Sun card keeps showing itself to me, so something's going to be exposed. Is it going to go ahead? It may not. This jumped up. 3 of Swords. Oh, and there's the Devil and 10 of Swords. Wow. In behind the 10 of Swords, we've got the Star card, but there's so an ending and then new hope. But the 3 of Swords, it may not go ahead. Somebody may have a health event, or there might be something revealed in the meantime that just makes it unviable. Now, I checked this morning to see where. Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords, the rash action, but you've also got the moral, financial, ethical corruption card here out in the cold. The USS Nimitz still hasn't got its tracker on. Last seen in the port of Rio de Janeiro a couple of weeks back. So we've then got the dementia, 2 of Swords, something unexpected out of left field, and the Ace of Swords cutting through. Do not be surprised if this cage fight does not go. It gets cancelled either due to a health event or a Cuba not rolling over or something along those lines. Cuba ain't Venezuela, just putting it out there. Okay. What do I want to have a look at? I want to have a look at, oh, there might even be a false flag event with that Trojan horse. Okay, watching this with interest. Do not be surprised if it does not go ahead. A few of you have been asking me to have a look at the Ebola. I am watching the Ebola in Africa at the moment. I did a reading on the Hanta virus, and I suspect that probably fairly well leans into the Ebola issue at the moment as well. Australia, I'm just going to put it out there, Australia in the Northern Territory has had its first diphtheria death in decades and decades and decades and decades, basically since the vaccine came out. Preventable. I'm pro-vaccine, in case you're wondering. I am old enough to have had parents of friends who were deep in the polio virus epidemic, and yeah, I'm all for vaccines. Let's put it this way: tested vaccines, tried and tested vaccines. Okay. Knight of Cups and the Justice card coming forward in regards to this cage fight. Might be a false flag that forces some ruling. He's been busting for a national state of emergency. Apparently one's now finally being declared in California so that FEMA can be involved in that the leaking gas incident. Okay, what do I want to have a look at? I want to have a look at the non-disclosure agreement. So the administration is moving to create a government-wide non-disclosure agreement for federal workers after a number of high-profiles and unauthorised leaks in recent months. The Office of Personnel Management, which serves as the federal government's human resources arm, proposed the standardised NDA form Tuesday and said agencies that use it would administer it to pretty much everybody. Document specifically mentions leaks related to the American military raid in Venezuela and planned enforcement actions by ICE. Okay. It would restrict disclosures of internal decision making. Okay. Oh, criminal penalties. The draft says violators are subject to disciplinary action up to and including removal and debarment from future federal employment. Okay. Non-disclosure agreements have been blasted by Labor activists who say it would make harder to speak out about workplace wrongdoings and illegalities. Okay, so let's rejection. I think en masse it's going to be rejected. Again, public service, private citizens. I think it's going to be rejected en masse. Okay, these non-disclosure agreements. Now, non-disclosure agreements are pretty much used when there's something to cover up. So, for example, if somebody received a payout for not proceeding with a court case, etc. So we've got, I mean, these are health cards here. The orange idiot's health, information getting out, 10 of swords, secrets with the moon card. Sorry, I was getting the glare from my ring light there. Emotionally overwhelming in regards to those that have tied themselves to the devil, money trails, disaster, military moving in. Okay, right. So they're using the excuse of Venezuela and ICE. It's just, I'm getting it's just an excuse. What it is, it's along the lines of thou shalt not investigate, the IRS thing. The orange idiot with his 10 billion or million or whatever it was lawsuit against the IRS was never going to go ahead. It was purely, and the intention behind that was to get the ruling on thou shalt never investigate. This is what this non-disclosure agreement feels like. That thou shalt not I'm just getting investigate. Okay, show me about these non-disclosure agreements. Okay, it's like preventing going to court to give testimony, preventing like the signal gate leaks that got out, etc. Come on down, let's have a look. Show me about these non-disclosure agreements. Right. I'm having a chuckle at this one with a cough. Because when I showed you those cards before, the one on the bottom was this card. So this is about some sort of declaration, action being taken by the regime. Thou shalt sign. It's overreach. Absolutely. The challenge is getting employees to sign this, because it's absolutely step too far, overreach, can't pull it together, can't bring it home. We've got the big stick, yes. Pretty much trying to pummel into compliance with the big stick here, the energy that it's stewing in. In the past, regret, loss, regret, cups spilt, information being spilt, information getting out there about corrupt activities, put it that way. Trying to keep a lid on the situation with the Queen of Cups, the immediate future. I think what's going to happen is even more information is going to come out with the Eight of Wands, as there is this large-scale rejection. Four of Cups, large-scale rejection, and the public servants coming together with unity, standing together and bringing it to an end with that Ten of Cups. Six of Pentacles in the hopes and fears. I suspect there will be a threat that if you want to get paid, you've got to sign it. Do not be surprised. You won't get paid if you don't sign it, but I think, again, this en masse walking away, it's going to seem like betrayal and treason, and there will be a court case, I believe, about it. It's a stinky fish, gosh, the only Pentacles is this one, about money being withheld. There'll probably be a court case about it. There'll be information that's brought forward out of left field that just really is on the nose. Packing up the truth and moving forward and bringing about an ending of it all. Yeah, I don't think it's going to hold. I think the public servants are just going to tell them where to roll it up and put it. Okay. What is it that they're trying to keep hidden? What is it that the regime is... I mean, it leaked like a Civ first regime. Notice how many leaks there were during Biden's administration? None. Well, there might have been one or two, but that was because there was very little to hide. In fact, there was pretty much nothing that they were trying to hide. What is it that the regime is really trying to cover up with these non-disclosure agreements? What is it the regime is really trying to cover up? Okay, let's have a look. The harsh truth, the reality, rash actions, dementia, the truth of the orange felon's dementia potentially, his health, information about his health. In the past, we've got this false offering, perfect health. I managed to identify a dog and a cat, something along those lines. The Trojan horse, because we know the orange idiot is nothing more than the Trojan horse out the front. He's he thinks he's running with the big boys, but nah, he's merely the sock puppet out the front, distracting the populace while the real movers and shakers are changing the scenery behind the black curtain. Okay. The fool off the cliff. The false victory. Externally. Regret, loss, emotional spillage. Betrayal. Let's see where this goes. Walking away. Guardrails in the hopes and fears, holding. Trying to keep a lid on the situation with the Queen of Cups, heart, and the infighting in the White House. Yep, and the big abuse of money. Okay, so that's what they're trying to stop. They're trying to stop the information coming out about on all sorts of angles. The orange felon's health, the false victory, and the volume of grifting that is going on. Plus also the infighting in the White House. On so many levels. On so many levels, they're just trying to stop him. There's no one thing that they're trying to get out, stop. They're trying to get out, stop information on multiple levels. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I don't think it's going to work. I think there's just going to be wholesale rejection of signing, and it's like, well, I think the public servants are going to stand up en masse. It's almost like it's vibes of hunger strike. Oh, and speaking of which, so you've got this federal representative that was tear gassed for bringing attention to a hunger strike in one of those ghastly concentration camps. The sooner they're all closed down, the better. It's almost like it's time to go and en masse raid them and tear the doors off and let the people out. But yeah, it's got that vibes of an en masse strike about no, we're not signing them, and they're wanting them signed because they want to silence those that work for the people with information that should be heard by the people. Okay, just leaving it there. Catch you shortly. Bye-bye.